One thing that comes into play here is Umar, the Khalifa, and Khalid bin Walid hate each other, or at least Umar certainly seems to hate Khalid. Every time they talk to each other, he seems to give him a hard time. So as Umar is inspecting the army, he says, "O Khalid, bring forth the property of God from under your buttocks." Khalid replied, "By God, I have no property, O Commander of the Faithful. What is the value of what I've gained under your authority?" Umar says, 40,000 dirhams. I hereby take that from you for 40,000 dirhams. And Khalid said, "It is yours." Umar said, "I accept it." The news reached Umar that Khalid once entered the bathhouse where, after he removed the pellitory agent, he rubbed himself with a thick mixture of safflower and wine. So Umar wrote to him saying, "It has reached me that you rubbed your body with wine, but God has forbidden the drinking of wine or its use in any other way, just as he has forbidden sins committed in a direct or indirect manner. He has even forbidden the touching of wine unless you cleanse yourself of it immediately, just as he has forbidden you to drink it. So make sure it will not touch your body, for it is filth. And if you are actually still practicing this, stop doing it immediately and do not do it again." So Umar is a guy who's spying on all of his people and keeping very, very close tabs on them and making sure that even one misstep is corrected. That's the kind of leader Umar is. He's even observing Khalid's activities in the bath. Khalid wrote back saying, "We have diluted the wine with so much water that it is no longer wine but has become washing water." Umar responds, "Methinks the descendants of Al-Mughirah have picked up some bad manners, but I pray that God will not destroy you from this." Khalid continues to make military expeditions and bring in more territory, but the beef between Umar and Khalid remains. Tabari puts it this way: when Khalid had returned and the rumor had reached the general public how much that summer expedition had brought in, meaning of plunder, people were drawn towards him. Thus people from near and far flocked to Khalid. Among those who did was Al-Ash'ath bin Qais, who went to seek out Khalid in Qanasrin. The latter gave him an allowance of 10,000 dirhams. Nothing that went on in Khalid's province remained hidden from Umar, who was informed in writing by someone from Iraq about those who departed, while someone from Syria wrote to him about those who had received allowance from Khalid. Then Umar called a courier and dispatched a message with him for Abu Ubaidah, ordering him to summon Khalid to appear in front of him, to tie him up with his own turban and take off his cap. Finally, he approached Umar and muttered to him, "I complained about you to the Muslims. So help me God, Umar, you have treated me like dirt." Umar said, "Where did you get all that money?" Khalid said, "From the booty that was freely distributed and from sharing the loot handed out in strictly equal portions. Everything over 60,000 is for you." So Umar assessed the value of Khalid's possessions. The outcome was that of 20,000 dirhams was singled out for Umar's, which he deposited into the treasury. Umar then said, "By God, Khalid, you are truly an honorable man in my esteem, and you are dear to me. After today, you will never have occasion to blame me for anything." Umar then wrote to the garrison cities, "I have not relieved Khalid from his post because he has caused me displeasure or because of deceit on his part, but the people were captivated by illusions on account of him. So I was afraid that they would confer too much trust upon him and would consequently be tested. I wanted them to realize that it is God who is the creator of all things, and I didn't want them to be subject to an illusion." Khalid died the same year that the Muslim armies destroyed the Sassanid Empire.